Okay, what's going on, everyone? It's Levi. Welcome back. And in today's video, I just want to talk about social anxiety. I want to talk about how to just have that mental frame to get over it. What are the aspects to get over it? So, I have the notes here in front of me, so I'm gonna just be reading. Kind of going back and forth. And this is also going to be going off of my own experience too. So, just take into consideration that, one of the things about social anxiety is it can have a lot of control over your life. A big part of being successful online and everything is being able to put yourself out there. And I've had a really hard time with that, just with, what I was born with, Poland syndrome. A lot of people don't know what it is. Basically, it just makes one side of my body underdeveloped. So if you look at my other content and stuff where I have no shirt on, you can see my left side was affected by it. You can see that, it's like my chest is a little like lifted. I don't have, my abs are all deformed or whatever you want to call it, underdeveloped, and that's just been really hard for me to deal with, since I was a kid. With my genetics, I do just have a better muscle tone. So since I was like 10, I've been noticing it, since I started like calisthenics training back in, like sixth, fifth or sixth grade. But anyways, so yeah, I've noticed it for a while, and that just made me super self-conscious about myself, super, not outgoing. I hated taking my shirt off at the beach. I hated taking my shirt off at the pools, where I would just wear a shirt. I would wear, a beach shirt or just a random normal shirt to the beach, and it looked even weirder. Like, why is this kid wearing a shirt to the beach? But I've overcome that, and I'm not scared to talk about it. I'm not nervous about it anymore. I don't care what people think. And that's one of the things you have to realize when you first realize you have social anxiety. Realize what it is that causes that, and realize that nobody cares. Nobody's gonna go out of their way to come up to you and say something about it. They might ask you about it, but that's the most they're gonna do. Nobody's gonna sit there and come up to you just to joke on you about it. Yeah, people might look at you and laugh. I've had that many of times. Not necessarily laugh, but I've had so many stares, so many eyeballs, not in a good way, and after so many eyeballs on me all the time, every time I went out, I learned how to deal with that. I learned that, hey, if people are gonna be staring at me, I'm gonna build my physique and let them stare at something nicer. That was kind of one of the ways I put it. That's what kind of led me to want to do fitness so much, is just, even though I have differences, I can still be better than 99% of the people around me and out there. And that's one of the things, is that even though I was different, I looked at my situation and saw how I could reframe it to make it better. I want to use this, as a way to stand out, a way to be unique. So that's one of the reframes I did in my brain, to, instead of think of it as something bad and something I was cursed with, I used it as something that the Lord blessed me with, and, I'm using it to my advantage. So that's one of the things I want to start with social anxiety, is realize what your situation is and realize how you can use that to your advantage. One of the first things I would say in overcoming social anxiety is just gradually expose yourself to society. So one of the things about it is just slowly expose yourself to society. Slowly expose yourself to social situations that cause anxiety, starting with smaller, less intimidating settings, and gradually increasing the level of difficulty as you grow more comfortable. When I first started posting online, which was around May like when I first started posting my physique. It was around May of 2023, back when I really started to take fitness seriously. And one of the things is I started off slow, I would post myself, but I would always cover my face. That was just for me the way I could post my physique online and not feel, some sort of way about it. I would just cover my face, and I would just slowly expose myself to it. And once I started to realize that nobody was even saying anything about it, that helped me realize so much that people aren't gonna say anything to you about it. I would post and I would expect the next. I remember the first day I posted my physique, and showing my difference online, and it was one of the scariest things I've ever done. I just remember being filled with so much anxiety and so much worry about what people were gonna think or say, and it just sent chills down my back thinking about that time again, because I remember how hard it was for me to expose myself like that. So after I posted it, I realized that nobody came up to me and said anything. Nobody even DM'd me, not like I had a big following or anything, but nothing happened. That's the thing. Nothing happened, even though I thought so much about it. I thought what people were going to say, what people were going to, do if they saw it. Nobody did anything, bro. That's the crazy thing about it. And that first step was the first step to realizing that social anxiety just isn't real in your mind. You can truly just get it away from you. If you just take that first step to expose yourself online, you'll realize that nobody cares. And the thing about it is, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Now, I'll take my shirt off out in public. I don't care. And before, I hated doing that because it's all about the reps. The more I did it, the more I realized that nobody cared. Nobody cared. So that's the first thing. The second thing is just challenge and change negative thoughts about social interactions by replacing them with more balanced and realistic thinking. Like I've been saying, the reality of it is nobody's gonna come up to you and say some shit to your face about it. Nobody's gonna come up and be like, oh, you have fucking one nipple on you and all this, your chest looks different. Nobody's gonna do all that crap, bro, I promise. And if they are, well then, what do they look like? I bet they're a fat person who has nothing going for him, so think about it in that sense. Just nobody's gonna come up to you and say some shit to your face, bro. Like, you really gotta stop thinking that's gonna happen, because I guarantee it's not. And if you have the fear of just talking to people, which I also do, realize that the more you, with social anxiety, bro, it all comes down to just the more you do it, the better you're gonna get. I've been trying to, since I realized I had like really bad social anxiety, I've just been trying to go out and talk to people more. Each day I would try and just hold a conversation longer. I've always been a pretty intelligent speaker when it comes to just having one-on-one combos, but as soon as I get in front of a camera, I lose train of thought. I can't focus on what I was gonna say. I forget what I was gonna say. That's why doing these YouTube videos and everything helps me so much, because it just allows me to be honest, with my viewers, with myself, and I'll benefit from it. And, in many ways, I'll benefit from it, with getting views, helping my business, communication skills, which I'm really trying to perfect. So just realize that everything comes down to the reps you do, and just understanding what about those social interactions makes you so nervous. Do you not have a clear train of thought? Do you not know how to keep a convo? Do you not know what to say? And if that's what it is, then think about that stuff. Think about what you can say. Think about those interactions with those people, and then go and practice them. That's how you get over that social anxiety skill, or that social anxiety in your head, is just train those skills. And the only way to train them is keep practicing them. Focus on being present in the moment rather than worrying about what others think. Mindfulness reduces the tendency to overanalyze and create a calmer mindset. This is very important. This is very important. Stop overthinking. Because a big part of social anxiety is thinking about what everybody's going to say when nobody's thinking that. Nobody's thinking they're going to, nobody's going to say shit to you, bro. That I don't know how else to put it. Just go out, and when you go talk to somebody, just try to make it genuine. Have a genuine, be intentional with what you say. When you go up to somebody, have intention. Okay, I want to talk to this person just to get to know them. So when you go up to that person, hi, how are you? What's your name? If it's a friend or a deeper conversation, what are some of your interests? What do you like to do for fun? What are some of your hobbies? When you have clear intention, you stop worrying about what people are thinking about you. You stop worrying whether they think, is your speech good? Are you messing up? Do you look awkward? When you just have a clear intention with what you're trying to say, you'll realize that all that overthinking and stress about it kind of just fades away. And also, the more you practice that, the more you practice that, the better you get with it. I've gotten a lot better with talking in front of a camera. I've gotten a lot better with interactions with my friends, with random people I meet. I'm able to convey my ideas a little bit better, and I still need to work on that. I have a ton of things I need to work on when it comes to communication, and I understand that, but I'm just trying to do it as much as possible, to put in the reps, to learn it. You can learn everything is a skill in life, and you can learn it. You can learn to get over social anxiety. You can learn communication skills. You can learn to not overthink so much. It's all just a process you have to go through, that if you're not natural at it, you just have to accept that, and you have to start practicing. That's really what it comes down to, is just putting in the reps for it. Improve communication and interaction skills through practice, which boosts confidence and reduces fear of social situations. That's what I've been going over this entire video. Just continue to practice. Go out. Make it a goal to talk to 5 new people every day. I know that might seem like a lot, and if it is, if you're not exposed to a lot of people throughout your day, make it just one in the beginning. If you're really that bad, okay, I'm going to go and talk to one new person, and I'm going to try to keep a conversation going for 30 seconds. Ask them how they are, what's their name, what are some of the, interests they have. Do they like business? Ask them questions about things that you like. I like the Rubik's Cube. I've been into it, not so much anymore since I started high school, but from like 3rd grade to about 8th grade, I was able to solve Rubik's Cube, a 3x3, in 8 seconds. Nobody else loved it. I had one friend. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry about that. My whole setup just fell over. But yeah, I had one friend who enjoyed it through all that time. So I never talked about it much, but you could use that as something to talk about with people, something that's unique about yourself. Everybody has their own little niches they love, or little hobbies. And bringing that up to people and exposing yourself to, smaller details about yourself to people you don't know is a really good way to get over that social anxiety of, thinking that other people are thinking bad about you, or thinking you're weird or awkward, because most people don't, bro. A lot of the people that see those weird little, nicks about you think it's cool. Every time, I always thought the Rubik's Cube was so cringy to people my age when I was back in 8th, 7th, even 6th grade. but a lot of people found it really cool. And I never understood that till after I kind of slowed down on it and kind of quit. I always realized it was really cool to people, but I always felt just like a nerd doing it. And that's not me saying people do it are nerds. No, I don't think so at all. I think it's a very cool skill, and it has led to a lot of my intelligence, I feel, how quickly I can make my move brain. That hobby has also, led me to be good at other things, whether, I'm just able to hyper focus on that, and keeping that skill for so long and practicing it over such a long period of time really helped me be able to hyper focus on things. It's made it easier to get back on track with, hyper focusing on things, on work. So yeah, just don't be afraid to talk about yourself with other people. Be open to open up to people. That's a very important skill. But that's about all I have for the things I've written down. I just want to go over one more thing, about myself. And, it's with the whole, fitness stuff and showing myself online. It's been really hard. It's been really hard to do all of it. That just shows my mental strength to myself. Once you get over a certain hurdle, a hump in your social anxiety progress, I guess, you start to realize more and more that it doesn't matter and that it's better for you. I've realized now that posting myself online and doing all this is not only gonna be the best thing I've ever done, but it's the best thing I have ever done. Being able to just talk in front of camera, being able to post myself online, being able to not, this has led to a lot of things. I don't care what people think anymore. I'm able to be more down to earth with people because I simply don't care what they're gonna say. I simply don't care what people are gonna think. Not that I don't care what people are gonna say. Obviously, if it's in a business term and I need a certain, thing said from somebody, that's a whole different idea and topic. But, it's just led to different mindset cues, in my head. And I'm really trying to convey this the best way that I can. But exposing myself has led to other skills that I've learned that have helped me with my social anxiety. That's what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to get that all off my chest. I think that this is important stuff to talk about. And I think it's very important for people to realize their emotions, realize what they think, and challenge it. I think it's extremely important to challenge yourself in your mind, especially as early as you can, because you start to realize more and more things earlier, and the earlier you start to realize things, the more progress you can have later in life. That's why I'm doing all this at such a young age. I realize it's better to start now than later. I saw this thing, I forgot the guy's name, but I think it's like David something. He does a lot of podcasts. I just watched one with him and Alex Hermosi, one of the, best businessmen nowadays. I love watching his content. And he just went and listed, it was like a quote from somebody, and it was like things that aren't doing the thing, and it's like talking about the thing isn't doing the thing. Telling other people about the thing isn't doing the thing. And he just went over all these things that, when you start wanting to do something, just do it. Don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. Just do it. Even if you have no idea where it's going to go, you don't know where to start, the best possible thing you could do is start as soon as possible. And it took me a little bit to realize that. It took me, probably about a year to realize I just need to start posting my stuff online, bro. Like seriously documenting, seriously, putting work into my mindset and my discipline and self-improvement and all that. So yeah, sooner you start, the better results you're going to have earlier than later. Because if you start later, then you're only going to get the results later. But I hope this video provided some sort of value. I'm really trying to hop on a YouTube grind. I'm really trying to post more natural content, more connecting content with my viewers. I'm really trying to build a community, trying to build my business of being a fitness coach, mindset coach, all that, nutrition. I have a Discord coming out that's going to be completely free soon. Anybody who's interested in that, I'm trying to get people onto my method that I've created, the 3-4-5 success system. I want to start having change people's lives. I want to have testimonials. I want to have everybody showing their progress in the Discord. I think that'll build a great community that I can really build off of, and have systems that can really change people's lives. Excuse me. But I have big goals, and with big goals comes a long timeline to complete them, but yeah, I appreciate everybody who stayed. Don't forget to like, comment. There's gonna be my Instagram, TikTok in the description. I would suggest go follow my Instagram if you want more content on my daily life, what I do on a day-to-day. But yeah, I love all of you. Appreciate y'all. Peace.